Hello, welcome. This is Blockchain Bloom, the blockchain educator. I'm Atala Pinkin. In today's video, I'm going to talk about that Fidelity's daily inflow into Bitcoin ETF was bigger yesterday on the 29th of January than Grayscale's outflow. So alone just in Fidelity, which shows how the outflow at Grayscale is decreasing and how others getting actually more and more into Bitcoin. Also, let's talk about the other thing is that Anthony Scaramucci predicts that Bitcoin could hit at least 170,000 US dollar post halving. And the third topic today is how one man stole more than 3 billion US dollar worth of Bitcoin and almost get away with it for a decade. So guys, all this in today's video, and don't forget, every single day I bring you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news here on Blockchain Bloom. So if you would like to stay up to date, because I think that's pretty important, especially now in the bull market, then simply subscribe to this YouTube channel. And also, if you like this kind of content, what I'm creating every single day, then hit the like button. So now let's do it. Okay, and for start, let's have a look at the prices where we can see that Bitcoin is actually up 3.4%. That makes Bitcoin price 43,692 US dollar, while we have Ethereum up 2.5%, 2,323 US dollar. When we're looking at the top gainers, look, Pendle up 20%, then we say 13%, Torchain 10%, so many going nicely up. And among the losers, you have Manta Network, which went up recently quite well, now down about 6%, Conflux 5%, Chili's 2%, but mostly sideways and going up. When we're looking at the Bitcoin candlestick chart, we can see that today we were actually even higher. As you can see, the highest was so far 43,872 US dollar. And now this yellow trend line is the one which looks like so far it's holding it and working as a support. And if it does, beg your pardon, I'm still ill, unfortunately. Then the next step could be all the way up here to 44,000, 45,000-ish. Right, but now let's move to the first topic. And the first topic is all about that, Fidelity's inflow into Bitcoin ETF was yesterday alone bigger than the Grayscale outflow. And it shows how the whole situation is now changing. Okay, so when we looking at here, the data which shows that yesterday, so on the 29th of January, the inflow alone in Fidelity spot Bitcoin ETF was 208 million US dollar. And in the same day, the outflow, the GBTC outflow, was 192 million US dollars. So if you remember, we had this major outflows at GBTC, and then we had the inflows, and now the outflows went down significantly. If we compare this 192 million US dollar, which is still a big number, but still, to January the 26th, then back then it was 255 million on that day, which compared to that, it's a 25% drop. However, when we compare it to the 22nd of January, then the outflow was 641 million US dollar, and compared to that, this is a 70% drop. So the outflow is getting less and less, and when we're looking at the inflows, now alone, Fidelity's inflow, it's bigger than the GBTC outflow. Here you can see it actually even a bit better. Here you can see that the net flow trend now showing the outflows, and here it shows, how big it was on the 25th and how, it's getting bigger, kind of here and now, huge change on the 26th, here on the 29th, much less than even before. Here, when we're looking at the volume on the 12-day daily volume, obviously the highest is still Grayscale Bitcoin, but very much coming up iShares Bitcoin Trust, and here we have Fidelity. So these are the top three. These are the most significant ones. By the way, Bitcoin is now at 43,000 and Fed rate pause probably going to happen this week. FOMC meeting tomorrow and after tomorrow on the 31st of January and the 1st of February. And the possibilities here now, right now, let me just refresh it. Okay, well, pretty much the same. About 98% is saying that there will be a pause, and there's a chance that in the next FOMC meeting, when you can get the calendar, which is going to be in March, there could be as interest rate decrease, so Fed can pivot. And if Jerome Powell is saying something like this in the press conference, this can help the market for sure. Okay, another bullish thing is that Anthony Scaramucci predicts that Bitcoin actually post-halving could reach 170,000 US dollar. Now we're getting these bullish predictions, obviously, from many people. One of them is Anthony Scaramucci, who is Skybridge Capital founder and managing partner. And he's saying basically that after the halving, Bitcoin can reach 170,000 US dollar at least. His calculation is that when we're looking at the price of at halving, he's saying it's probably going to be about 50,000 US dollar. Then you have to multiply it by 4, and that can lead to a 200,000 US dollar Bitcoin price at the end of the bull market. Or actually, if it's around 60,000 at the halving, it can lead to the 240,000 US dollar. Also, as for his long-term predict target, Scaramucci predicts Bitcoin could easily reach half of the market capitalization of gold, which would bring the price of one coin up to roughly 400,000 US dollar. So Scaramucci also bullish about Bitcoin, and many other investors also are. Okay, and now an interesting story, how a guy got away almost with 3 billion US dollar worth of Bitcoin, what he stole for almost a decade. So one of the biggest Bitcoin theft in the history goes to James Zong, alias Jimmy. Here is Jimmy. I don't know if you have heard the story or not, but basically the guy found the weakness of Silk Road. And he was actually, funny enough, was about to purchasing cocaine when found the glitch on Silk Road. And using this glitch, then he basically stole more than 50,000 Bitcoin between 2012 and 2014. And then, that amount, it's more than 3.4 billion US dollar now in 2023. And of course, after that, he lived the very rich life. And guess what? How the police caught him. First of all, back in 2019, someone broke into his house and stole some cash and Bitcoin. And guess what he did? He called 911, reported the police. Basically, he reported that his stolen Bitcoin was stolen. I don't know what was the whole thing. And the second thing he did, that he transferred a small portion of the stolen Bitcoin to KYC compliant exchange, which catching the IRS attention. And cut the long story short, in 2022 was sentenced to a 366 days, so 1 year basically, prison. His lawyer was able to successfully argue it was a victimless crime as he stole from a criminal enterprise. So basically, that big amount of money he stole, lived for like a king, kinda. Look at the girls. I mean, the guy is not like a handsome one, right? And had a rich life, and then he got in prison for a year. Okay, this was just like a fun fact. Guys, that's it for today. Don't forget, every single day, I bring you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news here on Blockchain Bloom. So if you don't want to miss a single thing, simply subscribe to this YouTube channel and also hit the like button if you like this kind of content. See you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.